hell is with me in this horn shit? Like,
Right.
this is the second week. Blame the clips. I'm telling you.
I was
blame the
literally about to
clips.
say that. Either blame the clips or I was either gonna do the Love Island. Dun, 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 'cause that's just stuck
You
in my
and you love Islanders. My God, today. Is the show over?
It's over, but Beyond the Villa has started, and they still got to do the reunion. That's going to be co-hosted by Andy Cohen, so they getting a little spicy.
But you have to explain this now because I thought, what is Beyond the Villa? Is that like a separate show or is it like?
Yes. So because our season 6 starlets were so successful, because we got the phenomenal Serena Cordell and, the whole PPG phenomenon, they were given their own show, Beyond the Villa. So now they all live in LA and they're pursuing their dreams, career. So it's basically focused around them and where, Cordell and Serena have, gone with their relationship and where Kaylar, I don't know if anyone remembers the girl, fuck, she was the one that was always crying.
Yes, over that ugly white boy.
Yeah, and the girl Liv. And that was what I will say about this season. This season did not have a Liv. Like, you know what I'm saying? Liv kept the girls aligned and together. But yeah, that's their show. And then they positioned it around the reunion. So they released it right after this season 7 ended.
Okay.
And that was brought to you by Jazz, our Love Islander correspondent and expert here on the Reasonable Dialogue podcast. Okay. But before we get up into it, okay. You already know the gang is literally all here. Welcome to the condo once again. It's the Reasonable Dialogue podcast with your girls, DJ Miss Milan.
Young Sneed.
Jazz is here.
Okay. And we had a special knock on the door because we have our homegirl that's joining us this special episode 10 of the Reasonable Diet podcast. I need everybody to make some noise. Round of applause, baby. Make that ass clap. For the one and only amazing Zyah Belle. Woo!
Thank you. Oh my God, I love that intro. I'm so excited for the ass clapping.
It's so in line with your you could be a stripper in another lifestyle.
It is. I
You
really
know what?
could be.
It's more like a seductress for me. Like you could literally slash dominatrix, slash seductress, slash you literally sit on a throne and you just teach the girlies how to just give it. Because you definitely be giving it, sis.
You get me. It's exactly that.
Man, super excited to definitely have you join us. And y'all, she's our very first guest.
Woo-hoo, I know. She's in the condo for episode 10.
I love that. And we're honored too. We're honored. So we're going to get into this, homegirl check-in that we usually do at the top of the show. So, we had Jazz telling us about the whole Love Island thing, which personally I have yet to watch. I'm going to be very, very honest with you. I don't think I'm going to be interested in it this season. There's just no Serena and Cordell story for me. There's just, everything just seems fake. Is it cake or not? I don't know. But
You having references.
You know what? It's the pop culture girly in me for real. I really grew up around a good era, some good pop culture. But no. How's everybody been doing? How's the week has been and weekend so far for y'all?
Ooh, this week was weekend. I ain't gonna lie. This week, every day on the teams, I was like, "Ooh, let's get to Friday. Let's get to this weekend." Like you said, let's clap some ass. Let's do all of that. So, this week for me, ladies, honestly, has really been focused on keeping myself grounded through the chaos. The chaos that is work. The chaos that comes with everyday living. And I think I did really good. I think I want to go out and clap some ass because this week I, checked off some goals professionally, that I'm happy that things are going well. But just learning that no matter what job you have, there's always going to be something. There's going to be some type of fire to put out. But if you can stay centered, grounded, reliable, and calm through the chaos, that is, I think, a gift that we don't acknowledge enough. Being ease when there's troublesome, if that makes sense.
Definitely.
Yeah. So this week I've really been trying to be an anchor for my people,
I
if
love
that
that.
makes sense.
You're a
Yeah.
big anchor. Oh, that's right. That's not easy to be grounded. So,
Mm.
to you, sis.
I
Thank
love
you,
that.
sis. I appreciate that. So that was the focus this week. Like, full transparency, I went into every day, like, playing like a prayer on YouTube. Like, even if it was just, you know how sometimes YouTube will give you a suggestion, like a prayer of the day or something, I would just play it right before I opened that Teams, that Zoom, that email, or anything. I said, let me just pray. And I think sometimes when with work or with meetings, people may assume like, oh, like you're just on your laptop, you're on remote, but it's like, no, it's energy. It's the way people communicate, talk to each other. Like, I feel all that. Like,
Yeah, I'm
you
big on
know?
energy.
Yeah. So again, it really, really, really brings me joy when we have these conversations and these moments together, because I literally feel my heart like, whew, like, you're safe, you're good with the girls.
Ironically, it's kind of similar to, I wouldn't say completely similar because it wasn't for me. Like, it wasn't a bad week as far as work or anything. But I will say, I feel like I was going through trials and tribulations low key emotionally. It wasn't not nothing too low or nothing too crazy. It just was just like I just felt off. But I will say I think I'm super grateful because one thing I've noticed about my life is that God always put people in it and they show up and be present like at the right moment always. And it's like I can almost count on that. Because literally, like, so I could feel myself crashing out top of the week. And then literally Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, back to back, like all of my closest homeboys checked in. And it wasn't like I didn't tweet about it or nothing. Like you couldn't tell I was in like any kind of mood. I just feel like your real close friends could feel that they need you to check in.
Yes.
And
I
they
feel that.
literally just all like
Yeah.
back to back locked in. And it was just like, holy shit, what the fuck?
That's your soul tribe. That
Yeah.
sound like your soul tribe.
And it's just ironic because like one in particular, so the one I told you, you both was at the same wedding together. So I hadn't spoken to him all year. So that was the first time we spoke, which was random as hell. The other one's in LA. Well, actually the other two are both in LA and I don't speak to them all the time either. So it just was like very affirming that for me, God knows when I need my friends to lock in with me. But outside of that, just having those conversations just felt like very grounding. Because essentially what would be wrong with me, like I sometimes just be needing to know like I'm not bugging because I experience things and it's just like, yo, am I fucking bugging? Or like what is happening right now? And sometimes you just need to just lay shit out for your friends for them to like essentially walk through your thought process and walk through the context and give you their opinions on certain things. And sometimes just offer a little bit of guidance and reassurance if you need that too.
And perspective sometimes too.
That's the word I was looking for too, perspective. And like a lot of these men are the ones who they're suggesting books to me. It's like I would trust them with my life. So it was just a very
Niggas reading? Oh my
yeah,
God.
right. These niggas
What is our name?
read, okay?
Of literacy. Talk to you about that, young. Literacy is down. So that's good.
No, literally, we did have this conversation. It's so funny.
That's a shame, y'all. That's a damn shame.
Yeah,
Like
like
giving gold stars like we in 6th grade. That's nasty work.
it was just nice to have that to start off the week because it essentially reset my week so that I wasn't like crashing out on niggas for no reason. Yeah, that was my week. How was your week, Milan?
I love that. Well, my week honestly was very calming. I came back from traveling and performing, so I literally had some time to just decompress, reset, and just get ready to go back out there on the road. So I've been super grounding myself, being in the moment, and just really like, manifesting the life that I truly honestly want to live. I feel like I had this big spiritual awakening. Shout out to my spiritual girlies. But I had a big spiritual awakening or whatever where I just felt like, you've been limiting yourself because you truly and honestly, you limit God in your life. And when you stop limiting God in your life, that's when you start to really expand. And ever since I really process that thought, like, okay, you need to act as if you can do anything because you can. Like the life that we all are living currently is like the free will to really wake up and be able to make it what we truly desire, no matter what the circumstances say. Like I've just been in a real gratitude grounded moment over the fact that like this is my life now. Yes, there's the ebbs and flows of it, the ups and downs, but it's balance, and I'm grateful. And I've also been putting in time to nurture my community around me. Like if I see somebody that is in need, because I removed the word homeless from my vocabulary, because yes, although they don't have a home technically, there's still somebody in need, and I don't like that term of like poor people or anything like that. So somebody in need is what I would rather refer to them as. But I've been like, just pouring into my community in a way of like seeing somebody in need and just doing my part, like, asking, hey, is there something that I could assist you with? Do you need some water, some food, some clothes? Like, I'm on my way to go to the supermarket. There's something I could do for you. And I just feel real fulfillment in that. And of course, it's nothing that is content you got to post on social media, because I really just believe that you should be genuine from the heart, although sometimes doing good things on the internet does, inspire other people. But the intention is to really do things that aren't seen and still do good things, basically still do good things that basically aren't seen, but also fulfilling myself, because I am living a fulfilling life, being able to do what I love. So it's just been a real grounding gratitude week for me. And I'm just, ready to lock in and see the fruits of whatever is about to come through, because God got something crazy for me, but I'm just preparing myself. And also pouring into, my sisterhood with you guys and my other friends and things like that. Like just really realizing that there are great people around you, and it's important for us to pour into each other. Sometimes that phone call, like you said, checking in and just following up, like, hey, I ain't speak to you in a couple months, you crossed my spirit. Now anytime somebody crosses my mind or my spirit, I always make sure to definitely hit them in that moment. Like, you got to do it. So that's just been my week, y'all.
I love that. And one thing I want to, for those who don't know Milan personally, like she is really prayed up for real. Like she literally will tap in with us. Like she don't just be talking and shit. Like she's really about that. And she just speaks so much life into us on a weekly basis. Like I was telling her earlier, and I'll tell y'all as our listeners, like I just feel like I'm so grateful that we reached episode 10, because you know the background, and there's just like I just don't feel like we would be here today without all the life that Milan has spoken into us, and the vision that she has, and just like making sure like we're doing this shit. Like I don't give a fuck.
Okay, the chief vibe officer have spoken. Okay.
I know that's
Yeah, but Zyah, how you, girl?
Yes, we want to know about you, girl, Miss Jet Setter, famous superstar.
ain't nothing better than a Jet 2 holiday. I'm so tired of that damn sound, but I love a good key, so I've been watching every video. But I've been having a good week. Similarly to you, Milan, I've really been in a place of gratitude. I've reached my year of being a full-time artist, and that's been such a beautiful thing to be in. And I feel like I've been in a time of trying to pour into my community as much as I can. I'm blessed to be busy doing a lot of things in my career that unfortunately, though, take me away from my community at times. I'm, having to be on the road and things like that. Like you can check in with your folks as much as you can, but when you in work mode, like a lot of times all I got is enough for me and my fiance and whoever hit me, because I might forget. So I've been actually doing the same as you, Milan, of like trying to hit people whenever I think of them and just really spending time with my loved ones. I am blessed to be overwhelmed with community. I have so many incredible friends and acquaintances. I never relate when people say like, oh, the most genuine people only got like 2 friends. I'm like, I cannot relate. I have some of the most beautiful friendships and some of the most authentic and genuine people. And that's been a beautiful thing for me to nurture right now while I'm in my wedding season and planning a wedding and all of that. And so I've just been enjoying that throughout this week as I'm gearing up for travel. So that's been fun catching up with my people and just being able to pour into the community that pours into me.
Whoo! That was beautiful.
Beautiful.
And I will say, because you brought this up and y'all mentioned it earlier, this week alone, like, well, this summer in general, but this week, the Black love that has been on my timeline has been beautiful, from weddings, engagements, people just celebrating, like whether if it's like friendships, like it's been incredible to see people just really like live and breathe joy this summer, rather if that's with their partners, their friends. So I'm all here for the fiancés and putting a ring on it, because like we need more of that.
Ooh, and there's been such a influx of love, specifically Black love happening on my timeline, and I am super excited. Okay, like we had Taylor Brooks, who recently came out. She, first of all, shout out to my good sis. I'm gonna give her
Okay, let's do it. Clay.
if you can see me, if you can see me right now, I am literally standing up. It deserves a standing ovation.
Absolutely.
I'm not even joking.
Clocking it. I am. That was woo.
I love the way how she popped up mad. When we say pop up married, pop up with a baby, like that's what we mean. That's the exact example. Put that up in the Smithsonian, because it deserves a place in history. Like, and she had everybody buckling at the knees because, you know, men and their invisible parasocial relationships that they believe they can have the women that really won't even sniff their way. You know, it was really good to see them also buckle and foam at the mouth. You know, I had a very, very good time eating that up. So yeah, it was delicious.
It was also good to see, too, to Zaya's point about just like community and knowing you have like genuine support and loved ones, like to know that their community also like trusted and respected, like, yo, this is an intimate moment. It's private. We don't want none of this out. Like that was phenomenal, too. Like nothing leaked. Like I didn't never see a photo, none of that. And I think that speaks to just the level of respect and integrity that was in the room. So
listen, airtight. I'll tell you, in wedding and in the invites, you understand that the community that you invite to your wedding is also the community you have to trust, to respect, and uphold your union. These are people that should only be speaking good things about your union and protecting it as well. Because really, she could have just got married with her and her man and still never told not a soul. So the fact that those people like held on to that discretion and honored that is just, it's so gorgeous to see. Like I was loving all of the photos. I was eating it up, honey.
Okay.
Yes, not a leak.
They are
in
a
sight.
gorgeous couple too. They look good together. Like, bitch,
Yes.
the fuck
Dude.
right.
Another thing, can we talk about it? Like, not only is it just Black love, it's Black fine love. Like that look good out here. Like Coco, like you look good.
You look good. You look happy. You look healthy.
Megan and Clay, you look good.
Your fiance look amazing. Every time I see photos, I'll be like, bitch, I know that's the fuck.
Thank you, girl.
Oh, we're so excited for all of you guys that are literally in love, finding love, and hope to get that as well. Because, you know, I still got my dreams. I still got my little fantasies, you know, my Cinderella, you know, Binderella story. You know, my Prince Charming. You know, we got to have hope out there, but you can't settle, because this is why you got what you got, Zyah. Because you ain't settled, because you ain't a settler, all right? So,
Never.
love it. I love it. But y'all, we got to get into these topics. Some things have happened over the week, okay, that we definitely got to get into. First and foremost, RIP to the legendary one and only Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Definitely super, super sad to hear the passing of such an amazing actor. And honestly, I've never heard anything bad about Theo. I'm gonna be real with you. I ain't never heard not one crazy thing about Theo. And for me, I always think that child stars really, really, really have like a certain kind of lifestyle that shit. They literally either talking to the devil or they talking to God, because they that close to the influence of what happens behind the scenes, as we've seen with, you know, the whole Nickelodeon documentary and all this shit. So for him to go and be such a successful child star and still, to at least the public eye and what we've seen so far, hold a level of integrity and common sense. My God, that's missing. Just to really uphold some standards of being a human being and not taking for granted, the position that you are in, but also like, not taking advantage of the fame that you have. Because, a lot of our child stars are either drugged and strung out or, doing bad personally or just weirdos, but he never came out with nothing. So this to me, and the fact that the Cosby Show is such a, despite Bill's nasty ass, is a unfortunate thing that happened for such a staple show, in my personal opinion.
No, I agree. And I feel like what's so unfortunate about it is the community has lost another role model. I saw this tweet circulating. I'm not sure if it was a fan or a friend, just based off of how personal the message was, but I'm just gonna say it was a friend. And what stood out to me was in the message he was saying that not a lot of times you see the character that's portrayed on film be the same person, even better in real life. Like a lot of people are two different people, and one is just an act, essentially. So
Yeah.
for this person, losing him felt like so profound and shitty, essentially, like for lack of words, because it's like we lost somebody who really was about everything that they was talking. Like they really walked that walk. And we kind of was talking about this last week a bit when we were saying like we need those role models in hip hop, right? Like it's the same concept. Like we don't have enough men in this space that are walking the walk that can be role models for the community in general and men, obviously. But I do think that I thought it was dope that he was able to live out a lot of his other dreams as well. Like I know I saw a lot of the videos of his poetry circulating, and I feel like he was never kind of courted into acting, even though he had a great career. But I always find it inspiring when people can pursue everything that they want to pursue and be successful at it. But yeah, I definitely praise out for his family and all of his fans and supporters because it's super major loss.
I
Yeah,
mean,
definitely prayers
success.
to
Ooh.
his family. It was heartbreaking to see that his daughter was present when the tragedy happened. So it's like definitely prayers for her because that's such a tragic thing to experience. I mean, she's really young, so we don't know how those memories are going to pass down as she gets older, but just really sending a lot of love and healing towards her through this grieving process as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like this one really like rippled rippled through a unique generation. Because the way I even found out, and the girlies know, like I literally was in a meeting, like at work, like on a call, and my mom FaceTimed me, and she rarely FaceTimes me like throughout the day because she knows I'm at work and like notifications go off and stuff. And I answered because something told me to answer it, and my mom was boo-hooing. And like, I'm like, Mom, are you okay? Like, I thought, I was like, what's going on? And she was like, Theo. Like, that's literally what she said. And I just was like, oh my God. And I closed that laptop and I stayed on that FaceTime with my mom for 10 minutes. And, we just talked about Black fatherhood, brotherhood, and how despite Bill's nonsense, like
Yeah.
we should never, forget the heroes that made the Cosby Show what it was. Because I definitely think Theo was a part of that. Even myself, like he was one of the first Black people on TV I saw go to NYU. I didn't know what
Yes.
NYU, I didn't know what NYU meant. You know what I'm saying? Like I just knew it was like a school, but having that and then being able to achieve something like that is just like you don't get that without having that representation. So yeah, my heart goes out to the family and our community because I feel like we felt that. Like it was like,
Of
whoa,
course. I mean, anyone who literally is an 80s, 90s baby
Yeah.
grew up with the Cosby being their TV family. Like they were the cousins that you watched on TV at that point in time. Even reruns of episodes that you will probably watch in your later years, brought some type of joy to you because it was something phenomenal to see, historic history at that time having an actual Black successful family, you know, a doctor, a lawyer, you know what I'm saying? Like, you literally have these kids who are gifted, talented, they have extra activities outside of going to class, you know what I'm saying? And then dealing with real life things like two Black grandparents. I mean, hello, not everybody got two Black grandparents. I'm sorry.
Hello.
I'm
No,
sorry.
for real. For real. And did you know from that we get the wonderful A Different World? So, you know, it's
Yes,
like
yes,
there's
it stems so many different branches of it. And the actors, I mean,
true.
there's no Raven
True.
Simone and the Raven
Yep.
Simone empire if we don't have the Cosby. So it's really unfortunate that, you know, his Bill's unfortunate, you know, way of living puts a stain on the show because there's so many. I even tweeted that honestly, and I was like, you know, that there's so many characters that stem from that one show. I mean, even Cockroach, who goes on to be Cold and Martin. You know what I'm saying? The legendary actors that they had just passed through as just everyday guests. Tommy Davis Jr. was freaking a man who couldn't read. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that is something that are so ingrained in our history, especially Black American culture and history. It's like, of course, it's going to hurt us when things like this happen, especially to, you know, your point of saying somebody who lives like their character in real life, who's actually a good character. Like that shit is, and the way how he did pass, like super, super unfortunate. But thank God he was able to leave a legacy because just looking up some of his personal achievements, like he was a primetime, you know, Emmy nominee. He's also been Grammy Award nominee and a winner for Best Traditional R&B Performance. I mean, this is just so rightful as the fact that we have Miss Zyah Belle, the future Grammy winner, in the building. You know, we're going to speak like over you, sis. You
Amen.
know what I'm saying?
Ew.
Hello. But also among, you know, the image awards and things of that nature, he's definitely, you know, had his foot in the door in several different lanes. And it's really, really sad to see somebody such as a pioneer like himself really go. R.I.P. to the real man. Y'all taking the wrong people. No offense, but speaking of Emmy nominations, because you know my boy, you know, left being an Emmy nominee, but we got some future Emmy nominations that definitely arise. I don't know if you guys been paying attention, but you know, these awards are, when is this award happening again? I don't even know. Is next year or this year? No, they usually do it next year.
I think it's next year.
Yeah, I think the Emmys is next year, but they do the awards basically. But one person, I'm not gonna lie, who got their foot on next, and I never thought that hip hop would truly and honestly make it this far. Kendrick Lamar being nominated for his performance. It's like it doesn't stop. I'm sorry, but it really doesn't stop. Like for you to be nominated for your Super Bowl performance. I mean, Emmy nominated for your Super Bowl performance at the halftime show. Man, like
Same.
I want to grow up to be like Kendrick Lamar when it comes to my opponents. I'm not gonna lie.
And so I have
You
a
know,
question, and it's related but not related, but related. So I saw this
They cousins.
timeline today that was related to Kendrick, and essentially people were what's the word I'm looking for? Critiquing Drake about how he won't let this beef go. How do y'all feel about that? Because my thing is like, I don't like if you're Drake and you see this kind of stuff, it's like you just said, it's never over. Like it's almost like you still kicking him when it's down. He don't even got to try.
so I think that's a great question. Wait, before we get into that, the Emmys are in September, y'all. So
Yeah.
we got September. Yes. I I honestly do agree that I feel like it's actually Drake that's egging it on. I don't think Kendrick is egging it. I think Kendrick just existing. Like he's just living. That's coming with winning. Like, but I think,
Ooh, that's a bar right there.
ooh, spirits that came
Like
through
he
me.
needs to give it up though. Like, do you feel like he's justified in continuing to egg it on, or do you feel like nigga hang it up?
Flat screen.
I think he's the flat screen it. I don't know because I'm over it. Like Drake, I'm listening to Own It in my spare time. Like in my in my private time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm over it. Like, just
you can't
take the L and move.
literally cause an action and then try to control the reaction. You only have control over the action, and that is evident in what we've seen with this beef that has literally gone on. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be completely real here. This is not the longest beef. You know who's been the longest beef? 50 Cent and fucking Ja Rule. That's
Jesus.
the longest beef that we've ever experienced, and they still going. So is this ever gonna end? I don't think so, because we have history that will repeat itself in another form in another generation, and that's now Kendrick and now Drake. Okay, because
Yeah.
you know, I and listen, that just comes with the game. Like, the man did warn you and told you to take it easy, and you didn't take it easy. So this is a
Tell no
repercussion.
lies about me, and I won't tell truths about you. He said it.
Drake ain't never gonna give it up because he's an attention whore.
Mm.
And Kendrick is getting more of the attention. It's never really been about rap as far as egging it on, because if it was about rap, like, he would have admitted that he lost. But even when it came to his beef with Pusha T, when it was just about the bars, he ended up admitting that he lost that. He admitted that he lost it, but then said, "Oh, well, I still don't respect him. I still don't believe he sold drugs. Like, I still think that's corny, but he did win." But Drake has always been about the attention and being, like, on the edge of the trend and being up on the trend and being relevant, and seeing Kendrick be relevant to this extent is something that Drake always felt like he had over Kendrick. Like,
Yep.
you can never get Gen Z. And that's why Kendrick is like, "Oh, you thought I could never get Gen Z."
Okay.
But
Okay.
from the Clips album, like, "Oh, what? Who said that?"
Right.
So Drake's never gonna give it up.
You know what else it is too, though, ladies? And I hate to go there again. I hate to really go there, but
Where we going? Where we going?
I'm going there. But you know what else it is too? Because Pusha was the one that brought it up. He brought up the, the faces and the blackface and things like this. At the end of the day, like, these men don't have to perform blackness, baby. They rooted in blackness. Just saying. Drewski hands. Just saying. Just saying.
Drewski hands is funny as fuck, but no. I mean, listen. Like I said earlier, there's two black ass grandparents in that lineage from where we we're speaking on. And there's not everyone that can say that. Everyone can benefit from the privilege of black culture and things of that nature, but not everyone can say they really are rooted in it. And it's not to say that Drake hasn't put up numbers on the board. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, with everything that has already happened, for the very last time, it wasn't P, my nigga. It wasn't kosher in your terms. It wasn't what we truly and honestly define as hip hop. If we're gonna be real, you can't call the cops because you're getting your ass whooped, especially when you antagonize the motherfucking fight. And this is what's happening. You getting your ass whooped left and right, and rightfully so, because you should have just bowed out gracefully and kept your legacy. And now the only thing that you're really gonna have is these streamer niggas that's gonna support you, because they're the Gen Z you thought Kendrick couldn't get, and he got them just like you got them. But the point is, why would we want to continue to entertain our younger selves when we're grown ass men now? And I don't think Drake has honestly grasped that point. Reason why he's still doing little boy shit. And if you're a grown ass person who understands emotional intelligence and just intelligence in general, and emotional maturity, you will move different. And that's the difference between boys and men.
You ate that up. That was the perfect wrap up. Wow.
Mic drop.
No, but I think it's just ironic that I don't know if y'all saw I don't know if it's a video, a live stream, whatever it was, but I was watching it on the timeline yesterday, and he's being chased around the city by Pinocchio, and it's just like,
wait, what?
Wait, what? Somebody said that it's him chasing himself.
No, because that's like the literal reference. I seen a tweet of somebody explaining that and was like, he's so unintelligent. It cracks me up when people say unintelligent and not stupid, because that really hits. Like, you're so unintelligent. That hits harder. But they was like, he's so unintelligent because Pinocchio basically like running after him is basically him like running away from his own lies.
Right.
So it doesn't make sense why he put the reference, which just shows again, you don't have smart people around you. You are too accustomed to being the smartest person in the room.
Even if he comes out with whatever the actual reference is, and maybe that's not the reference, like, you don't have somebody around you to be like, this is how this is going to be perceived, right?
Right. Oh my God.
Yes, man. And that's why, listen, speaking of Emmys, I wish he would just go back and get into an acting bag. Like, take a break, shut up, sit down for a minute, and come back with a crazy role. Show us you were method acting this entire time.
Ooh.
That would have been fire, because that's how I got hip to Aubrey Graham. I was a Degrassi stain.
Not the full government name.
Same, sis. I remember when he first dropped, I was on MySpace like, no, Aubrey is rapping from Degrassi.
Hazel Man is rapping? Like,
Wheelchair Jimmy?
Yes. Like, same. Oh, Zyah, that was brilliant. That would have been a brilliant pivot. And he could have had an Oscar and came back. I could saw the whole play.
Yeah,
that's actually a play we haven't seen Kendrick really run yet on some like a real acting bag for real. Okay, come back and show us how you can do this in another field and whatever. All right, I'll let y'all have that. Like, I feel like he's trying too hard right now. He's very trying hard.
They don't got no Zyahs around, clearly.
Oh, I be wondering who running the PR. We don't got no real press no more.
Too many yes men.
Speaking of PR too, because you mentioned that earlier, Milan, it's so funny. The police. Did y'all see Salt and Peppa was interviewed by TMZ? Because I guess they're suing UMG to get their masters back, and the interviewer tried to compare it to Drake, and she was like, "Oh no, this ain't the same situation. That's like calling the police."
Coming from some actual hip hop legends, if we're gonna be very honest.
Bro, you gotta love our aunties, because she said not too much.
Yo, that is super, super crazy. But, among the, nominations, Kendrick and Beyonce are nominated. And I ain't gonna hold you. Hold on. And Doechie's Grammy performance has also been nominated among the category of Best Choreography at the 2026 Emmys. I mean, 2025 Emmys. Yes.
Yes, honey.
Okay.
God is
y'all
good.
better watch that. That's going to be Sunday, September 14th. Okay.
Yes. As soon as that category come on, I'm changing the channel. Tell you no lies.
Okay. We got to see our CFO got to take it home. So
that's some real Black people shit. Like, you only watch certain awards just for certain award segments, and then you be like, all right, we done. This is over.
Man. What is else going on in the land? And
did you guys see the backlash? I mean, when the Breakfast Club receives backlash, we usually clap for that because it's like, yay, something that you guys need to be reprimanded for. But this time around, I think we kind of were on their side of things for once in a change. A broken clock is what they said, right twice a day, So they kind of had some points going on with this whole streamer. And what's funny is we definitely had a conversation about this prior on one of our past episodes about, the streamer community becoming the new media spaces and the new media hubs for what's going on, because a lot of these big streamers have basically been the voices, especially in the hip hop space. We've seen different artists go on like a Kai Cenat stream and like a Aiden Ross, unfortunately, to, get some type of limelight attention in this era and also promote what they got going on. Cause let's be honest, they're only doing it to promote either themselves, their likeness, or something to make some money or whatever. But one of the streamers recently by the name of Neon, he went on the Breakfast Club and was basically trying to, announce something. And it backfired because what happened was they pulled up receipts of him just being super duper racist. And we're not talking about like, oh, he was 6 years old. Like, we're talking like not even Justin Bieber age. He was literally like 20 years old, going crazy with the racist rhetoric, and just, he was basically a Klan leader. I'm not gonna hold you, you know what I'm saying? But he came on the Breakfast Club, they pulled up the receipts, and because they held him accountable, a lot of people, including some of our own people, honestly, it was crazy, like a Sanat, was in defense of the Neon, because they felt like the Breakfast Club was doing too much for holding him accountable and bringing up quote unquote old shit as if it wasn't 2 years ago. Literally 2 years ago. And one of the comments that the kid had made, especially towards Kai Cenat, was that he would fuck his fat ass black ass mother, and she looks like a Harriet Tubman. You look like a fat ass Kelly Price. No, but super crazy. Of course, these streamers, it's been an influx. I think I seen Jan. No, not Jan. I seen somebody that I follow on Twitter basically comment also about how it is super bad that they are even considered a part of any journalism or hip hop media spaces, because they are honestly all compromised, if you want to be honest. And a lot of them are highly racist. And this is what we have to deal with, especially in our personal spaces of Black culture. So I don't know how you guys feel about what the backlash was for the Breakfast Club. I mean, I don't think that they did anything wrong.
I don't think so either, but I will say, I don't know. On one end, if that's how the show played out, then yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. It is what it is. But then it's like on the flip side, why even bring that person on? Like, that'd be my whole.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like, sometimes I feel like some of these guest selections are questionable, and I understand like the concept of rage baiting and all of that, but then it's like, at what point do we have integrity? Because it's like, I think integrity is choosing not to even engage the person, not bring them in to then do like a hailstorm of, well, what about this? These are the receipts. This is all the crazy shit you did. Like, why do we need them to have the platform?
Yes.
Close the gate. Keep the gate. Where's the gate? Why is he coming?
And that'd be my thing. It's like, I'm not booking him for our show. Like, I don't care what you did. I don't want to talk about what you did. I don't want to press you about it. I don't want you on the show. Like, I don't care. So it's like, I think that would be my critique, if any, is like, I just feel like it starts before we even get to the combo. Like, I don't feel like there needs to be a booking there. And then I guess my other thing too, and I might be wrong, but I when we were talking about it, I believe Kai Cenat apologized.
Yeah.
On behalf of the
shit. Like, he played it very neutral and like was basically insinuating that people should kind of like forgive him and that the Breakfast Club was unprofessional.
And see, so this kind of ties back to, we had a conversation around media's role in the culture right now in relation to journalism and integrity and so on and so forth. And I feel like this is literally the problem, right? Like, you have a highly respected streamer who's getting lumped into the conversation around journalists, apologizing on behalf of Breakfast Club to a racist man. Like, where is the accountability here?
It is not on sale. It's too expensive for these niggas.
Yeah, and it's just like, I just feel like when we start conflating streamers and media personalities with journalists who actually do have a code of ethics, we wouldn't even get this kind of like behavior. You're not going to see no apology on behalf of Breakfast Clubs because it lacks integrity. So it wouldn't even happen. So it's like, when we go back to this conversation of having streamers being named like top journalists of the year, it's just like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Right. We lost the plot. The plot has been thrown in the sea somewhere, floating.
It's gone.
It's gone. Okay.
It is gone.
It felt like low-hanging fruit, even having him on the show. It felt like a viral moment for everybody, to be honest.
Yep.
And
yes.
I even think the idea of like them Breakfast Club getting positive press, like all of this is like, it's low-hanging fruit. And come on, like why are we even having him on the show? There's other folks, other projects, other things happening, other people that you could have fill that slot, but you decided to have also a streamer that a lot of your demographic that listens in on that show don't even know.
Hello.
So you gave him a platform even outside of the demographic that he's constantly streaming to. And that is really weird to me. Like I know the messaging has been primarily about like them not, them grilling him and them not dapping him up at the end. But really I'm like, okay, Breakfast Club, why was he there? And what made you feel like you should say yes?
Right. Because
Because
he's
that
promoting something, that's not an excuse in my
it's
personal
not
book.
enough. Right.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
Man, and you know what's not enough, y'all? What's not enough is this lawsuit that these niggas is about to put on this T app. I don't know if y'all seen that.
Glad you brought that.
Yo, can somebody help me understand?
Oh,
What is the
Jake.
T?
Okay. Yeah, you know what's going on. Do you want to break it down?
I don't know the full details, but what I guess I could like briefly. So essentially, there's this app called the T that you have to be a woman to join, and they verify by selfies. Which is also to me like bullshit because like you could get your homegirl to take a selfie real quick on your phone. But anyway, so you have to get verified through taking a selfie, and then they give you access to the platform after I guess a couple hours or whatever. And essentially, the platform was intended to allow women to anonymously share their negative experiences with men. I want to say you put in because I'm not sure, but I'm from what I'm seeing. I think you put in the city that you're in, and then the men from that area are what you would be seeing all the different red flags, green flags, and the red flags and green flags. The green flags would be the great things about them that the women have said. The red flags would be all the shitty things that women are saying. So essentially, I feel like the intent was more so to expose to other women the ways in which men are violating. But it's turning into a lot more. It's just turning into this like I don't know if y'all.
It's a shade room app now.
Literally,
That's
like,
what it
and
is.
they did it, and we was all in high school when niggas would create pages and then just be throwing hella shade about women throwing their pictures up, and then here's
Oh
all.
my God, the pop
like,
page.
Yes, it's literally that, but an app.
It was derivative of. So there's
Right.
pages on Facebook called Are We Dating the Same Guy? And it'll be for your particular city or state. And the creators of Are We Dating the Same Guy created the T app. But I think in the way that they've been able to regulate those pages is they have like hosts, for each of those pages that continue to enforce the rules that kind of help so that it doesn't become that. Because on those pages, you can't post pictures of like men with their children, or you can't go in there to just talk about like, oh, this guy was ugly, da 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 da. Like they literally will flag it, take it down. Like there's people kind of looking through the posts. The T app was unregulated. So then you just got people posting whatever on there at this point.
Right.
There's been a data leak now.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Next thing I want to say, there's a data leak. Somebody breached the app and released a lot of the data on the back end, so men have access to all the different women who have uploaded selfies. I don't know about the driver license part. I don't know how that's tied into it because I know when I was trying to get on the app, they never asked me for my driver license. I don't even know how that tied in. But yeah, that all that stuff has been breached, and I just feel like they have a crazy lawsuit on their hands.
Oh yeah.
To be honest, I think I was in support of the app at initially, but then when I realized what it was going to become, it's just kind of like I don't know, because I feel like we see this all the time on other social apps where it's like you run the risk of just slandering men just because you didn't like your experience with them, and not even necessarily that they violated you, they just didn't. And I feel like that's problematic because you don't get to slander someone because they don't want you. And I feel like there's a lot of that.
Toxic. That's toxic.
Yeah, it's like making shit up. And I think that too. I'm seeing a lot of those commentaries where it's like women are literally just making shit up that's not even true, and it's like you can't do that.
I can't lie. I might sound old in saying this. I feel like the app got ruined once it became an app that hit social media. I think the idea of it got ruined then because a lot of the people that started uploading on the app were younger Gen Zers and teenagers as well. Because I will say people know more about the app now because it's been spoken about on TikTok, or Twitter, but there was a time where this app has been around for a minute and people didn't know about it to that extent. And
Yeah.
there were none of these problems. But then also the age ranges of men that you would see on that app would be a little bit older, at least like, mid-20s and up. But then you started seeing 18-year-olds on there and 19, and it's like, oh, okay. Like this is
Mm.
now we're just posting about the 19-year-old that ghosted you. And it's like, okay, do we really need that post?
A woman dating a 19-year-old?
Because now there's 19-year-olds on the T app now.
And,
Oh, okay, okay,
and
okay.
my thing,
It would be older women because it came from that Facebook group, and we all know
Gotcha.
Facebook ain't nothing but millennials and older.
No, exactly. Oh my God. And you bringing up a point. I'm sorry. Chief Love Girl got to step in right now. I know I keep talking about Love Island, but there's a bigger conversation, and this may be for another episode. But there is something to be said about Gen Z, younger Gen Z too, and about the way they vote, how they perceive the world right now, and how they are interacting on these apps. Because to your point, I'm noticing like a disruption in like so many different like mediums, but I think it's speaking to like a larger issue. Like like sometimes I just want to sit in the room with younger Gen Z and be like, what's going on today? Like, how are you processing this information? Like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Because it just seems to me that, like, as soon as, like, they get their hands on anything, a show, an app, a new whatever, it just turns chaotic.
mm.
I hate to agree because I be feeling like, I love the youth. And I
And
believe
I
the
do,
children
yeah.
are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. But I don't know where they're leading us to.
To
I don't
hell.
know. And
To hell.
some of their voting, and I've been saying this since the election, they mirror baby boomers a lot. Like,
Oh, they don't even realize it.
they don't. Like they think they're very progressive. No shade. Let me stop because I don't want to generalize. Because I really do. I love my Gen Zers and my TikTok YNs. I really do.
Their TikTok
Um,
AI is correction.
Like, but you wanted something, Jazz.
but
I mean, that's been the topic actually of TikTok as of late with a young lady that
yeah.
made a comment about uh people in the millennial range of 30s to 35 have a lack of sense of identity and maturity, and Gen Zers tend to be more mature than people in their 30s. And I'm like, yo, wait, what? Like, what is happening right now with the commentary about like the millennials? I thought the 30 to 35, we the ones that's trying to support y'all more than the older
Hello.
millennials.
We the last lit generation left.
I'm like, what?
We the last great ones left. We actually want to support y'all. Like
I think another interesting like point of view that I've been seeing, kind of related to everything y'all just said, is when we see this yearning for nostalgia that that generation did not even experience. I think it says a lot about how they feel about what they actually are experiencing. Like you're having such a bad experience with your reality that you are yearning for something that you didn't even experience.
Yeah. That's so
I think the
true.
only thing I yearned for was the Soul Train when I was a kid. I felt like I was so mad that I missed out on being able to go to the Soul Train.
But
I was
see,
so
sis, you saw
Ooh.
it on TV though, so to some degree you
fat.
experienced it. You just
Oh,
weren't.
okay. I know what you mean by that. Yeah.
So these
Oh, I see
parents
what you're saying.
they are yearning for some shit you wasn't even there for that. Like you yearning for what 90s love. You don't even know what is 90s love. What does that mean? You was
Yes,
born.
and that's why the
facts,
recreations
facts.
suck. That's why the recreations, the sampling fucking sucks because you all don't have the feeling of what you're even sampling.
Mm,
So, but listen,
mm.
speaking of real live yearners, you're live and direct with four yearners, but we're with the top yearner, the one and only Zyah Belle. Okay, let's get
Tell
into
me.
you, sister, because first and foremost, thank you for being our very first guest. Like we said earlier, we are super, super grateful, and congratulations on everything that you have been doing and accomplishing. We're so happy to see your light shine because it definitely deserves. For me personally, y'all, before we even get into it, I literally believe, like, people say discover, but I'm just saying in general, like, I feel like I discovered you during your Yams era. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And at that time, I believe it was still like, I was really still working with like Audio Mac or whatever, but I was really, really into like playlisting, the indie upcoming artists. And you were definitely one of the artists that I always looked at and said, wow, she is it. She's a star. Her aesthetic, her smooth voice with that slight raspy tone that just itches a certain part in my brain, your lyrics that you literally can convey in a song, just your whole entire, artistry that you have then and how you have developed has been such an amazing journey to see. So that's just my personal, how I met you, and just to see you and know you as, you my sis now, it's such a beautiful thing. So I'm super, super proud of you. But how did you all find out about Miss Zyah Belle?
For me, it was the I Think That I Love You. So me and Zyah have been
Oh,
together for a minute, and that was my introduction to her, was that track. So I remember I met Zyah virtually, right before I started working at Pandora. And once I got here, she literally was my first interview ever. I always have this relationship or connection with her rather, and it's deep gratitude for her even giving me that interview. Um, because this was before they was letting me do shit. It was kind of just like, we'll test you out. We'll see what you're good at. Like, we'll see what we could trust you with. And Zyah was like the first person I was just like, well, as soon as I get in a position, I want to do something with her. So we interviewed, she did Women R&B, takeover on there. So we interviewed about yams. Um, and we've been locked in since. And it's just been a journey developing her audience on Pandora. So that every time she releases something, she has an automatic listenership into whatever it is she's putting out. So it's just been dope to see that to now the Rihanna cosign. And it's just like, I feel like a day one, and I'm just so grateful for it that we've been able to build.
yes, they was. What do you call your fan base?
My yammies.
Okay. So we
Aw.
one of the yammies we was baby yams,
No,
okay?
for real. Because
I
I'm
was
that was so long ago. That was 2020, 2021
Mm-hmm.
when I first connected with you. So wow.
well, if y'all are baby yammers, then I am like a baby, like tiny yammer that's like
Yeah.
still grown and coming to fruition. But no, shout out to my sis Yan. I actually got familiar with the beautiful Zyah, I would say, through West Coast culture, and through Yan and Yor. It's kind of like a mixture of all three. You know, some of you guys know I came back on the East Coast. New York, was in LA for 5 years. And during that time, did a lot of community work, and some work at Universal Music Group. And I just always have had like my ears and my foot to the streets and on the ground. And Jan has always been a champion of you, and a homegirl of mine, Yor, as well, because she's from the Bay. And she
Okay.
was just like, yeah, she was like, you got to listen to homegirl Zyah. And I was just like, okay. And I think I just like followed you on socials and just stayed tapped in and literally just watched the glow like get brighter and brighter and brighter. And full circle moment, I'll never forget that transition in my journey where I was just like, yo, I think my spirit is calling me back to the East Coast. And during that transition, one of my first events and first time really stepping outside was to support my beautiful sis Goldie Harris. Shout out to Goldie. She was DJing an event. I think it was for Samaya Sin or something like that, and walked in. Pow! I said, "Woo!" Her face is beat to the gods, and it was Zyah, right there. And I'll never forget just reintroducing myself because I think we had also met in LA, and we was just like, yeah, let's stay in touch. And I just remember just like your radiance, and I appreciate you for allowing me to exist how I am, because I know that, I have a personality that sometimes can, be joyful and just exciting, but you never made me feel like I had to tone it down. So I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you, sis. Never that. I never want the girlies to tone themselves down. We get policed way too much when we are the life and the light of the party and of the world, honey. So I love that you feel that in my presence, and just love that first of all, thank y'all for having me because I'm so honored to be the first guest because, like, I'm a fan of every single one of y'all individually and what you do as women. Like, I'm just cheering y'all on. And then to see this podcast and also for it to be such an incredible podcast. So, congratulations on making it to 10 episodes. Like, I hope y'all feel very accomplished to be this consistent throughout having full time careers amongst all three of y'all, which is insane. Like, I love seeing Milan be all the way around the world. And then it'd be like, new episode of Reasonable Dialogue. I'm like, how in the hell are y'all getting this shit done? I love to see it, and I'm so honored to be here, and thank y'all for even constantly being a support of me and my artistry, and just always lifting me up as a woman. Like, I appreciate that in real life. Like, I know that I get like good energy from y'all and well wishes and love from y'all. So thank you for that.
Girl, thank you. But this is actually the perfect segue because you kind of talked about it at the beginning of the conversation in our check-in and then touched on it a little bit now as far as talking about Milan and being a full-time DJ. So one thing you've talked about recently is stepping into entrepreneurship and it being the 1 year anniversary of fully leaving your job. So can you tell us about your journey and like what does entrepreneurship look like for you? How has that been? What are the ups and downs? Like, because I know for a lot of artists, they kind of, and it's not a bad thing either. So it's not even shade, but like a lot of artists keep their 9 to 5s because it's almost like a security blanket. So what is it like to remove the security and have to rely on yourself?
Well, I'll tell you this. I got the security ripped from under me. And I think God knew that I needed that because I was going to hold on to
Mm.
my corporate 9 to 5 tooth and nail, honey. I've been able to manage having a job within my career throughout my entire career outside of when I was with Sunday Service. That was my first time just doing music throughout that time because that was a full time job in itself. But experiencing a layoff and going into entrepreneurship was not something that was a part of my plan at the time that it happened. I honestly immediately started looking for jobs and was about to get back into my bag. And I will also attribute a lot of the support that I've been able to have throughout my full-time artistry career to my fiance as well. Shout out to having a man who is a provider, a protector, and a prayer warrior because baby, I was about to like really just fully step back into the workforce, and my fiance was like, "Are you sure? Like that's what like you supposed to be doing? Like do you feel like that's what God is telling you to do?" And I remember one particular moment I really was like in shambles. Like I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, and he was like, "I'm just going to pray." Like and he just prayed for me and literally after that, I ended up, booking my first like big corporate brand DJ gig. And it was incredible. I will say entrepreneurship has strengthened my faith in God because it quite literally makes you put to the test the scripture of understanding that, the birds do not worry about what they're going to eat. They don't worry about the next day. They know that they're provided for. And that's something that I've been able to hold steadfast to, doing my devotionals every morning, making sure that before I react, I pray, and it's blessed me. I've really been able to see God work in real time. And it's also helped me understand that I don't have all the answers and that it's a beautiful thing that I don't, because my answer is never better than God's answer. And things that I have prayed for and imagined for myself have been so small in comparison to what God had for me, like Rihanna messaging me and co-signing my music and all of that. That would have not been written on my vision board. That's not something that was written on my vision board, but that's something that, God visualized for me. And so it's been such a beautiful journey. It's been tumultuous, but it's also been so beautiful because I will say my confidence is different. Like my confidence and understanding in who I am and what I'm capable of is so different now.
I think too,
I love
the
that.
Rihanna note, I thought it was really dope how you went about it. Because I remember you had talked about asking her for consent before you even posted that. And as small of a gesture that was, I thought it was so dope that you like, girl, of course you could post it, but the fact that you would ask just goes to show
Yeah.
like how humble and thoughtful and intentional you are about everything that you do. So I just wanted to give you your flowers for that. Small gesture, but I feel like a lot of people just don't have couth in the way that they move in space.
Especially with
Yes.
celebrities.
And
I
I feel
think
like
it's like,
girl,
ugh,
there's so many things that you do that I just always have appreciated of just how you move in this space and in your aura and your glow, like Jazz said. Like it continues to shine brighter and brighter. So it's dope hearing that.
thank you, sis.
Hmm. So I just want to know personally, because you definitely have a lot of love, which feels like in your music. I think it's so funny. I remember seeing something where you did, I believe, a On the Radar
Mm-hmm.
freestyle, and this is where you was clapping back, because I guess the people didn't realize that you could get in different bags, because people are so used to, I guess, you being such a yearner, that when you made like your own toxic R&B, it was like a, what are you even talking about, girl? You know what I'm saying? But song was still fire. But regardless, it's like, for me, like, how has R&B shaped your outlook on romantic love, period?
R&B has really shaped my relationship with love, just on a foundational way, being able to give me an outlet to express myself as a lover, being heartbroken or even yearning for love. Songs like I Think That I Love You are so significant because that's a song that I wrote while my fiance and I were actually like just kind of like dating, talking, or the talking stage, as we might say. And I was catching feelings for him, and I wrote that song, and like that's been able to be such a successful song for me. But it also helped speak to emotions that I didn't quite have figured out yet. And I've always just been a lover girl. Like I'm one of those people in real life outside of my music that I feel like if you believe in love and you believe that you can find your person, I think you will. And no, it like you
Yes.
can't limit like what God has for you. I just was crying over a TikTok of a lady whose family or her coworkers threw a bridal party for her, and she's 62, found the love of her life at 62. And what's
I
crazy is
love
she
that.
looks so youthful. She looks so young and youthful. And R&B has always like helped shape my lover girl desires in that, which is why I hadn't wrote much toxic R&B. When I even was in a toxic relationship, it was really hard for me to write about what I was in. So and I've never done well in toxic relationships to be the type of person that even likes it enough to want to give it more of a platform, I guess. I think outside of even being a lover girl, I've always been one of them, I call myself a holistic hoochie. Like I'm a little bit of hood, I'm a little bit of holistic,
I love that.
like just a little bit of everything, but like enough to know better. Like, so I never really wanted to celebrate it too much in my music. If I am, it's talking about coming out of it more than, oh, you do me so dirty, but I'm still going back to you. No,
I
no, we're
feel
not.
that, because you know what? I always have the belief that music lyrics, they're spells.
They
So
are.
whatever you are listening to constantly, consistently, you start to manifest, you know what I'm saying, in your actual life. So even the fact that you are a natural born lover girl, and although you have experienced, the ebbs and flows of a toxic, relationship, you still upheld that, that I would say confirmation for yourself, and just pouring life into your own love life of knowing that you're going to get exactly what you deserve, and making that also the music that people are also going to listen to, like someone like me who is a low key lover girl herself. Well, not low key, I try to front high key lover girl. Because sometimes you gotta be tough for these niggas out here. Gotta punch
You're
them in the
good. You
chest every now
do.
and then. You do. Like, I'm big
Even
mama
when you
around
got
here.
one, you gotta stand up for yourself. I say that all the time. Like you gotta, it gotta be just a little fear there.
Mhm.
Like my fiance know, like if I left you, like I'm gonna glow up and you gonna be miserable, right? All right.
Yeah.
So like, I'm just letting you know. Like it gotta be just like a little fear
Uh,
there. So keep a little bit of that dog in you.
Yes, you gotta keep that little pit bull
You
in the
gotta keep
skirt.
that little pit in there.
I'm crying. Oh
But
my
you're
God.
100% correct, sis. I use my songs honestly to manifest, and I will attribute a lot of that to me being a church girl and
Mm.
understanding how powerful songs are and powerful manifestation is. When you read the word, you know that the musicians went out before the soldiers did. They set the tone. The music set the tone
Come on,
before
Bible
they
scholar.
even went into battle. And that stuck with me as an artist, like as a kid, that really stuck with me that before we went into anything, whether it be battle or celebration, you heard horns, you heard the musicians, you heard the music. And so how do I want people to hear me? How do I want to make sure that when I'm breaking out into this world and people are hearing me, what am I saying? Because if that's what's going to stick and be a part of my legacy, I need to make sure I'm actually saying some shit that I could really stand behind.
Ooh, I love that. I love that so much.
Integrity.
And it really does like serve as the foundation for this next question. Cause you mentioned the church. And the girls know I will go to the church if I need to.
Pass the
But
jazz.
when I when I think of the church though, it does make me think of like our childhood and like Black culture and that space we go to, outside the barbershop and the salons. How has like your hometown like inspired you creatively when it comes to things like that?
My hometown has inspired me creatively so much. It's funny because I was watching old home videos last night, and I posted some on my story. My uncle, he would always record every single moment. He would have a camera, and it would annoy all of us. Like, why do you always have this damn camera? But I'm very grateful for our family historians, is what I call them, because I was looking back at videos of my mom and my home church, which is in Vallejo, California. It's called Revival Center Ministries. And my mom is a choir director and had been a choir director throughout my childhood. And I got to see a video of my mom directing and recording our church's first studio album that was executive produced by Pete Escovedo. And the Escovedo family, that's Sheila E.'s family. So that's what the E stands for on Sheila E, is Escovedo. And so the Escovedos helped shape a lot of my church's kind of musical introduction into the music recording world. And so I got to see videos of my mom in the studio, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is insane. Much of my life in Vallejo and in my hometown was church. Going to church workshops, music workshops, going to different programs, being a part of different church choirs. That shaped me musically and shaped me like culturally and socially. So I really attribute a lot of like my foundation and my artistry to my childhood experience in Vallejo and really my church experience in Vallejo as well.
I love that. That is we can tell you touched by an angel, girl.
Okay.
Okay.
Anointed.
Insane. I did want to ask another question too. Because you talked about making music with the intention of manifesting through music. So I'm assuming that you understand that your voice has the power to heal. And I feel like personally that's a lot of what I get from a lot of your music. Obviously some of it you can tell that isn't necessarily the intent, but I do feel like a lot of your music is healing. So are there any songs that were so personal that you've written, considering the messaging, considering your intent, and knowing how your music impacts people? Are there any songs that you were ever afraid to release?
Ooh. Actually, it's a song that's on my upcoming EP that I was pretty scared to release. And it's called Oh the Places. It to me is, which I'm low key dropping a name of a song on my EP that I have not told anybody about ever, but this would be the place that I would be comfortable to do that. So yeah, I'm dropping an EP. And
And the insider.
yes, yes, this would be the people that I would feel most comfortable to give this information to.
Hey.
And yeah, I wrote and recorded a song called Oh the Places that I was definitely nervous about putting it out because I felt like, for one, it low key is a gospel song, to be honest with you. Um, I wrote it with the intent of it feeling similar to a Music Soul Child's Love, how people say, like, oh, you could actually have this song be about love towards another person or love towards God. And it was one of the most heartfelt songs that I wrote after losing my niece. And having to write music through grief is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my entire life. I'm not one of those people that's good at writing about what they're currently experiencing. I'm more of a hindsight type of person. And so being in grief, but then being in that session and being like, I have to get this out right now because I don't know if I'm going to be able to like get through any other sessions. I almost felt like I would be doing a disservice to myself and my niece. But I'm very grateful for this song because I do think that this song will bring a lot of healing. I literally cry every time I listen to it. I think honestly playing it in partner visits was probably the only times I've been able to play it and not cry because it is for sure one of those songs for me.
And then one more, like I kind of want to piggyback off of that. Um, Considering you're saying that you like to more so write about previous experience rather than things that are happening in the moment, do you ever write for the woman that you're becoming later?
Yes. I've done a lot of that honestly on this EP because I will say the music that I've been releasing now and when I was writing it and recording it, I was not very confident in the woman that I am today. Like that woman then is looking at the woman today and is very proud of her because I know that if I repeat things enough to myself in mantra, like I will own it too. I have a practice with my music actually where whenever I go for walks, I'll listen to my music and I'll literally in my mind be speaking into my song as I'm listening to it because I know that it has to be powerful enough for me first, at least before I feel comfortable to release it out to other people. And yeah, the music that I've been releasing is music that I feel like now I can embody that. But back then it hit completely different. I mean, if you even decide to look at the visuals that I've released recently for Automatic in comparison to how I showed up on screen for 1-800 Heartbreak, where I recorded that video 2 years ago, my energy, although the songs are different, my energy and my confidence on camera is completely different because I'm now embodying the music that I recorded.
Mm. And what's crazy is that you mentioning that I was literally going to ask you as well. And great question, Jan, that you even said that because I was going to ask as well. Um, do you personally see a significant growth in the artistry from when you basically first started and dropping music and your growth to where you are now? Because personally, I see and hear it. Like your voice sounds even way more uh cook in the crock pot. You know what I'm saying? It got a lot of flavor and seasoning to it, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Visually, you seem way more, like you said, confident and confident in how you even view yourself. And also, congratulations on your fitness journey. I've been literally watching you since you literally said that you wanted to like take your fitness seriously and like do a pull-up. And I literally been watching you transform not only as an artist, but physically and even, romantically with, being engaged and being in love and everything. So do you see a significant like difference for yourself, not just as the artist, but just as a person that experiences your own music? Do you feel that change in it, like a growth in it?
Yes, I definitely do. And I feel like now I'm seeing it more than ever when I'm in the process. It's hard to see it even relating it to the fitness journey. When you're seeing yourself every single day and you're in your body every day, you're like, oh, I don't really see the difference. But then you might
Yeah.
try me on some clothes or something and you're like, oh, this doesn't really fit me anymore. And I feel like that's been significant throughout my life where as it even relates to clothing and even as it relates to certain experiences with with people, certain traumas or certain moments of forgiveness that I've have had towards people, or moments in my confidence, that situations that might normally trigger me, like it doesn't fit the same. It doesn't actually bother me anymore, or and now I move differently than what I would have moved before. Like I'm starting to notice it in the way that I carry myself, in the way that I look, that I'm able to like clock my insecurities at the door, I will say a little bit more, and even know that now so much of what used to be a part of my personality or my identity is not anymore. So then I know in moments of insecurity, like, oh, that's just the devil trying to come back and use a old little bag to try to get me and be like, oh, don't you feel a way about how you look in this? Don't you think that do you think you're ready for that opportunity? And it's like, yeah, I am. Like I've grown, I've worked, I've done the work to get to this point physically, mentally, spiritually. So I'm able to even clock those insecure moments now. And I notice it whenever they come at me. I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm moving different. I'm feeling completely different.
Can I ask too, in that vein, what has been your, I guess for lack of words, like your thought process on how you address the negative feedback you get? Because I know, like, on one end, you're clearly confident and you're in a space where you can clock this type of thing and call that out for what it is, rather than essentially internalizing it and allowing it to fuck up your confidence. But I have seen you've been posting a lot of that stuff now and commenting on it. So what is your thought process around that approach?
Before I wouldn't do that. I would actually like feel a way about myself. And like in the past, I've even like maybe if I posted something like delete it, or I've had different, viral moments. So I've even like had to turn off comments on different posts from receiving backlash. And it's crazy because some of the negative comments that I get, it almost is like it's never in association with the actual video. I'll be doing something, and the negative comment will have nothing to do with that thing. And so I now, what's so funny is I feel like I just want people to say shit with their chest. So if you're gonna be a bully, be a bully. Like, okay, like, so this is what you said. So, all right, I'm going to retweet it. Like, I retweet the same way that I'm going to retweet the person that goes, this song is fire. I'm going to retweet the person that said, oh, she's fat as fuck. I'm going to retweet you too.
And I'm gonna let my timeline on your stupid
Yeah,
ass because your ass doesn't look that cute, bitch.
yeah. Let's put that on the timeline. Like,
Hello.
bet.
I love that. And you know what's the fire part is? Because I do recall a time where somebody was trying to literally hate on you. And it was a moment of self-doubt that you kind of had. But that also created the moment for Rihanna to reach out to you and basically tell you to like drop, one of your songs. Like what for us, what was that moment to know like you were going through like a little moment of like self-doubt, and then you get this super star of because let's be honest, we don't have a lot of superstars walking around anymore. You know what I'm saying? But Rihanna is definitely considered one of the dying leagues of superstardom. Like, how did it feel for you to even know that someone of her caliber literally, like, first of all, knows you and your music? Like,
Man, it felt like a ram in the bush. It felt like, okay, I got something for you. Like if you thought that you were doubting, because that happened. So even though I didn't let people know that it happened. I mean, I think I texted Jan actually right after it happened. Yes, I screenshotted it and sent it to you. But I didn't post though until I think around like September, when Lion was about to come out, because I also was waiting for her to let me know that she was okay with me posting it. But even then, after she let me know, I was like, let's just actually post this before we put the song out. But it felt incredible. Something that I've never shared before is that Lion was supposed to come out, and I ended up having a joint venture deal with a particular company, with the label that I'm on, and they completely dropped us out of nowhere. Like literally, the song is uploaded on Spotify, on Apple Music, everything is ingested, and they're like, I'm getting crickets. Nobody's hitting us back. They laid off our entire team. So I was like, oh, wow, okay, shit. Like I felt like I was kind of at a rock bottom point, at least what it felt like at that time. And I felt a lot of doubt because I then now had to depend on Key, which shout out to Key because Black women gonna get it done every single time. Um,
Hello.
she had to shop me around. Like, bet we got this project that's done. I gotta shop you around. So, I'm feeling vulnerable. Like, am I even really that dope? Like, does anybody even care to sign me to anything? Am I gonna get a distro deal in time? Like, it was conversations like, well, maybe we might have to just upload this ourselves. Like, I was feeling very insecure. And when I got that message, I thought it was literally fake. I'm like, what the hell? Because I saw the notification bad girl Riri on my phone and I'm like, nah, it gotta be saying like bad like Al with an E or something. Like it gotta be
It's
a
a
fake
fan page. It's
page.
something. No, I
Yeah,
feel that. I
literally.
feel
I'm
that.
like, this is a fan page. This ain't Rihanna. This is not. And I was actually headed out to go hang out with my homegirls just to like cheer myself up for the weekend and get some good time with my girls. And that shit happened. And I'm like, all right, God, this is crazy. This is complete. And I made those videos actually that she saw out of anger. I started saying because I kept being told, well, we don't know, we gonna be able to drop it. We don't know. Like I wasn't told what. Like every time I thought we had something, we didn't have it. So I'm like, all right, bet. Well, fuck it. I'm about to make these videos. Since y'all don't know when it's coming out, I'm finna keep like it was kind of me mocking my situation. And I made that video literally actually 2 weeks after I got laid off. I decided to go to Paris with my fiance for a job that he was on. And the fact that she saw that video and that was me in front of the Eiffel Tower, not even knowing what the fuck I was doing with my life at that time.
And I think that's
Mm.
such a beautiful thing about your journey because just in knowing you as Zyah the person rather than the artist, I don't think a lot of people realize how much or how tumultuous your path has been over the last, I would say 2 to 3 years in this
Yeah.
space. So it's like people just assume everything is just this up and up thing. But there's been a lot of lows, whether you talk about them or not. And I think what's been beautiful to watch is even with all the lows, something crazy always happens to where it's like, yeah, but fuck that. Cause we still here.
Period.
I love
That's
Um,
that.
really how God works though. For
But I
real.
guess the last thing, obviously, you just dropped a new single. So can you talk about Automatic?
Yes.
Yes. The
I
visuals
dropped
look fire.
Thank you, sis. Yes, I dropped a single called Automatic featuring Dende, and I've been so excited to get that song out there. It has some of my favorite components in one. I love that it's a duet. It got a good bridge on it with a key change. I love a bridge with a key change. And
That's
it
a
just
real bridge,
feels
girl.
good.
Okay.
You feel me? Like we gotta take it to the bridge. And I've been so excited to release it and to just release like new visuals, new things. As you said, Jan, it's been a lot of ups and downs. It's been a lot of stops and starts and hurry up and waits. And I've been grateful to be in a season where things are pressing forward. So I'm excited that people have been receiving the single and enjoying it.
I love the shout out to the Isley brothers too, just saying, cause woo, we love the goats.
Mm.
But yeah, hot record, and you look amazing as always. I always have the same question, like who did the beat, the face, but I know it's you.
No,
Surprisingly
listen,
for that one, I
you be
didn't do
doing
the
it.
beat for that one.
Really? Yeah.
No, I didn't. And you would think that I did because no, I will never hesitate to be my faces. I know I got me. I know I got
Yes.
me.
Hello. Okay.
Okay, but that was Brittany Chanel, who is actually a makeup artist out in New York, and
Oh, dope. Yes, I'm
she's
familiar with her
so
work.
fired. That was my
Yes.
first time working with her, and
Oh yeah,
I
she ate.
oh my gosh, she ate. And you already know working with a makeup artist for the first time that you've never worked with can
Ooh, it's a scary thing.
girl, scary, nerve-wracking. She was incredible, had me looking amazing throughout all of the visuals. So yeah, so shout out to Brittany.
I love that. I love that. So, you guys got to make sure you stream and buy. Please buy, buy, buy. Hurry up and buy. Hurry up and buy the new single by our good sis, our freaking homie who stopped by the condo, Zyah Belle. Okay. Make sure you go stream it, buy it, and also support the music. It's a music video, right? Just to be sure.
Yes, music
Yes,
video
because
is
that's a lost art, girl. So we got to give you your tens, because sometimes they only got enough to just drop the single. We understand, but you got a single and a video, so make sure you guys go run it up. But before, we get to our favorite segment of the show, we have one good, fun question for you that we want to, of course, pop the cherry of asking our first guest. But we definitely consider you a home girl, hence you coming in to the condo. We want to know exactly, you got to bring one item with you, and we're giving you the aux cord at the condo. What are you playing and what are you bringing? Okay.
got you. Okay. Oxcord right now, I've been listening to this group, this like funk neo soul group out of London called Coco Roco. They just released an album called Tough Times Never Last, and it is a vibe. It's such it's a project where like if we wanted to keep the chat going and we wanted to still kiki and talk about what's going on, we could have that on in the background and it's not going to be too disruptive. If we wanted to roll some up, pour something up, if we wanted to cook or whatever, like it's such a good vibe. And that's the type of music I've been loving lately that I can start my day with and end my day with. Like it's, if that makes any sense, it's that kind of vibe.
Mhm.
And then of course, being a lover girl, I love romance novels. So I would probably bring a couple books by Kennedy Ryan. I just finished this series, so I would either bring Before I Let Go, This Could Be Us, or Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. The same way that I believe manifesting through music, I love reading about love too, because that's been like expanding me as a lyricist as well. Reading the way people describe love, I love it
Mhm.
so much. Also, an amazing Black actress who her books just got picked up for a TV series, and the vibe is along the lines of an Insecure. So if you like Insecure, but then you also are a book girly, I would recommend Kennedy Ryan.
Which is the perfect segue into the set list.
Literally.
I
Every
love that.
segment of the show. So yeah, y'all know every single week we give y'all a rundown of what's on our radar: books, film, television, events, anything. So who going first this week?
Not me. You know the routine.
Jazz, that's you
I'm
then.
crying. No, I'll go because it's actually the perfect segue. Like this got to be universal alignment because I recently have been like revisiting books I read like in grad school, and I'm rereading. You know how like similar to when you would like watch a movie like 10 years later and you'll pick up something you never picked up before. I'm rereading The Misadventures of Awkward Black Girl by Issa Rae. That was one of the books I used to carry me through grad school. And I've always seen like little bits and pieces of myself through Issa. And I've realized like whether if it's like in corporate, professionally, personally, romantically, I've recently started thinking about like my solar return. Like I feel like get into that era like when you hit like your 30s or your young 30s, and I've found like safety in my quirkiness. Like I don't know if that makes sense. Like I feel like for the first time in my life, like I'm okay with knowing that I have unexpected or unique traits. And it just makes me, like it pops up in rooms that I'm in. It pops up, like when I walk to the deli. But I finally, like, I don't know if it's the solar return of being in my young 30s and this just new wave of confidence I have. It's like, no, it's okay if I'm the quirky Black girl today. Like, because I know my heart is cool. So I've been reading that, and it's been it's been fun to see Issa's story through school and accomplishing different things. So that's my book. I also really love seeing Queen Mariah align herself with my girl Shensia and Kalani. So I have the single Sugar Sweet on my set list. I'm really just loving like the whole girl hood thing. I think it's super dope. I also have Zyah's version of My Life on my set list because when that was released, I thought that was super dope. I think it was for Juneteenth, y'all did that. And I love how you just took a spin on such an iconic record. Like, we know Mary is so great at storytelling, but I really feel like your voice added like another tone to the song that I never like experienced before. So it was really dope. So check that out if y'all already. There's a new documentary on Netflix I just got hip to called Hitmakers that showcases like the writers and producers behind some of our biggest hits. So y'all should check that out. And also, we were discussing this earlier about like podcasts and streamers and integrity to who to have on your platform and who not to. And there was a lot of conversation around like Olandria and Shelly from Love Island and their appearance on Keke Palmer's podcast. And I noticed there was this conversation around like, oh, they didn't really like give us tea or give us too much or they weren't like messy. But I honestly think that was the point. When you think about the conversation that's happening around Love Island right now and Gen Zers and, Black spaces and how we show up, like, I thought it was very intentional and very dope of them to not only stick with a Black podcast or Black show, given that all of the other Islanders seem to go to these podcasters that some seem to be rooted in ignorance or anti-Black. And they were very messy. And I find it very graceful and not just graceful, but still authentic too, that Olandria and Shelly felt like they didn't have to stand and mess to get their authenticity across. Like they said, no, we can be here elegant and who we are with Keke Palmer. And I thought that was great. So that's my set list for this week. I'm going to hand it off to my girls.
Okay, I could go second. Okay, so I think my set list is just mostly music, to be honest, because I've just been listening to music. Of course, first on the set list is going to be Tyler, the Creator's brand new project that just dropped, Don't Tap the Glass. This man is a maniac, dropping album after album, and while on tour, absolutely just crazy. And I love the fact that he's just going back to what, honestly, if people really did their history, they will understand that hip hop started off as dance music. Like, come on, people, it's really that obvious. But he's bringing that essence back with what he's doing with this new album and just really wanting people to have a good time. Get the fuck off your phones. It's them damn phones. Get off of it and have a good time. So I've been tapped into that one. How do you say her name? Anicia? I think I don't know. I don't know.
The
How you
rapper?
say? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Anicia.
the rapper. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. So I was listening to her project, Grady Babies, a few cuts off of that I definitely do like. I was listening to Put Up before featuring Quavo. And I think it was like one of her singles that she did drop. And I was like, oh, this is a cute little vibe. But she definitely has, the TikTok viral song Never Need with Gorilla and Caribou. And she definitely has this song that I like with Tink called So Fine. But, you could just put her project on as a set list. Of course, Zyah Belle. How do you say his name? I'm sorry. I'll be calling him Dende. Dende. Okay, Dende. All right. Automatic is definitely on my set list because, when my sis first dropped it, I saw the teaser for the visual. I said, hold on, girl. You look good, futuristic. It's giving me Aaliyah, We Need a Resolution vibes, okay? But I definitely love that it still gives like a little nostalgia from the 90s, that coffee, I wanna dance tonight and party and you know what I'm saying? So for me personally, I had to add that to my set list. So shout out to you, my good sis. Also, some let me see, older music I was listening to. Jill Scott, Crossed My Mind, the single from her album Beautifully Human, definitely has been something that I've been literally listening to daily. I've been listening to some Raphael Sadiq from his album Instant Vintage. Also Jane Hancock. Man, I just listened to her whole entire project today. I know, Yanni, you mentioned it on the last pod, but you were absolutely right. I mean, she is someone that has such a beautiful voice, to be completely honest with you. Like, she can make anything. And I'm going to be real. I feel like her and Anderson .Paak, they are either brother, sister, or wife and husband in the music. They could put out a full project together and I would honestly listen to it. But her girl, like her voice, everything about her entire project is just Chef's kiss. I even loved the skits. And I was like, yes, bring back real skits. I don't know what Justin Bieber was doing, but this is how you do a motherfucking skit, okay? It had sound design. I truly enjoy that, okay? Oh, and okay, Zyah Belle said she's on one of them skits. I like that. Is it the one you was talking shit? Because it's one of them where she's talking shit. And I was like, I like this.
Yeah, that's me.
I love it. I love it. Okay. But yes, Jane Hancock, I definitely love her entire, I believe, what is it, EP album? I don't know what the kids are calling it this day, but it's called It's Me, Not You. And that is going to be my, oh wait, what am I watching? Housewives Reunion sucks, giving it 3 thumbs down. And that's it. I have to get Apple TV because I heard all of the Fire shows are actually on Apple TV. So I'm gonna make sure I do that this week so I could be tapped in with some other different shows. But other than that, it's just been music, y'all. That's about it. And I guess you could put it on the set list. I'll be in Chicago. I really do love Chicago. So I'll be out there doing like Everyday People and, you know, some other Lollapalooza as well. So that's where I'll be in advance. So that's it. That's my set list.
I love that we are all having Zyah Belle on our set list. So I'm going to run it back to I Think That I Love You as the first track on my set list. That's a song, like I said, that was how I was introduced to Zyah Belle. It's a song that I revisit a lot. So definitely circle all the way back there and make your way back up to her latest single, Automatic. The homie Kamari released his new single, Lonely in the Jungle. That is very much in the vein of Amy Winehouse's Valerie, if you guys are familiar with that. It leans alternative, indie rock. It's a really nice vibe. And I think a lot of his upcoming music is kind of leaning in that space. So I'm looking forward to hearing his new album when that's coming. Tone Stick, fellow New Jerseyan, just released Shut Up, which is his latest and first in a long time solo offering. He's been doing a lot of really great features, but this is his first standalone single with no features. It is very much in the vein of Bruno Mars, Silk Sonic. I believe it might be the same producer too. I might be wrong, but don't quote me on that. But it's a great reintroduction to the space. Essentially, the messaging from having a conversation with him, the messaging aligns with where he is in his journey right now. He had actually came to the office to talk about the new music, and one of the things that he shared was that for a long time he felt like essentially a lot of things that he was doing creatively was kind of being guided by what other people want him to do. So he's now in a space where he's free from all of that and wants to do shit his way, which is essentially the messaging behind the song, just everybody shut up. So definitely tap into that. Venna and Leon Thomas released a single called Twisting that I'm really loving. It is a jazz alternative R&B vibe. In the African space, Ira Starr released Hot Body. So Ira was actually one of my first artists to watch that I selected once they put me onto the African genre. So it's been amazing to see her growth in literally the last 2 years. Like she's literally, to me, neck and neck with Tim's as far as their trajectory. And Hot Body is a smash. Couple more. Black Party released his newest album called The Last Dance. Shout out to the homies. I'm really tight with a lot of his team, and it's just been dope watching them roll this project out. All the singles have been amazing. So shout out to Black Party. Baby Sham, he just released his new EP, Sherlock. For those who aren't familiar, he is the voice behind Ghetto Story that came out in the 2000s. That there was a version with Alicia Keys, huge single. So I also was able to interview him. So that's what's actually on my set list, the interview. So if y'all are on Pandora, head over to Pandora. We interviewed him on today's Dance Hall. We talked about his new EP, his journey over the last like 10, 15 years. It was a really, really great conversation. And for those who don't know, he also pushed the album back literally just for this interview. So I'm really excited about that. And then lastly, books. I would say I'm kind of similar to what Jazz is saying. I've been revisiting things that I just felt like I am a little bit more aligned with now than I was in the past. So I am revisiting Bell Hooks' All About Love. And then I also recently purchased Bell Hooks' The Will to Change. So that is my set list. Pretty long, I'm sorry, but yeah.
Don't be sorry, girl. You know how it go.
Right. Like the people need this.
Right. Teach the children.
Keeping the people informed.
Zyah, what's on your set list, girl?
Girl, so like I said, Coco Roco, definitely check that out. That album is incredible. My girl Jane Hancock, like that is my homegirl in real life, and I'm a fan in real life. That album is absolutely incredible, front to back. I've been listening to Tyler the Creator's album in the gym. It's been helping me. I've been cutting up listening to that album. I love dance, rap, and really just the vibe, the different vibes that he's been hitting within dance rap. It's not just like one particular type of production. So that's been dope. Um, the homie Lacan just dropped a single, Make It Right. So definitely got to support him. Check that out. Literally one of my favorite tones in R&B. It is butter, but it's like an expensive butter. Like it's not like you can't get that just at the regular grocery store. Like you got to really pay some money for that. It's fresh, organic, love it. And then also, still been running back India Shawn's single. Super excited for her to drop soon. She had already dropped a single earlier this year called Kill Switch. I still been running that back, but super excited for all of the music she's getting ready to drop. Outside of that, I have been listening to some older music. I don't know why I've been running it back to crunk music so heavily. I don't know what's going on with me. But I have been listening to Lil Jon and the East Side Boys. I've been running back that album. I was running back Ludacris Word of Mouth album. I just feel like that project is just incredible. And then on a complete other access of that, I've been running back old gospel. So I've been listening to I Do Worship by John P. Key and the New Life Community Choir, as well as Great Is Your Mercy by Donnie McClurkin. Like these are songs that literally just it will have me laid smooth clean out. As far as books, like I said, definitely love Kennedy Ryan, but I just started Only for the Week by Natasha Bishop. Also there's a new true crime docuseries where the guy like killed his wife and acted like he was on a safari. That one is I gotta find the name of that. Oh, it's called A Death on Safari. And it's on Hulu. That's been insane. So check that out as well.
Fire.
Love it. Come on with us. You came with a full set list, sis. Okay. I ain't gonna hold you.
I was trying to be prepared. She messaged me and said, we need a set list. I'm like, listen, I will do my Googles, okay?
And I love that. And we love you. Thank you so much once again for being a part of episode 10 of Reasonable Dialogue. It's been an absolute pleasure to literally witness you and continue to even witness you as you continue to progress and just become even more amazing than you already are. So thank you again from us at the condo and our community over at Reasonable Dialogue. You already know the vibes. Is there anything else you want to send off? Let the people know where they can follow you. You know what I'm saying? Your website, all that good stuff.
Yes, you can follow me at Zyah Belle, ZYAHBELLE on all social platforms. Stream Automatic. Be on the lookout for my EP. It'll be dropping very, very soon. And lastly, but surely not least, thank you, ladies, for having me. I, as a fan of y'all, am super excited to tune in for any more special guests that y'all have because I know that they are going to be so intentional and incredible. So congratulations on episode 10. And thank you for allowing me to step foot in the condo. I made sure to take my shoes off, y'all. It's nice.
Okay. And she didn't bring no purple potato salad, okay?
And ain't no raisins in it or nothing.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. It's your girl, DJ Miss Milan.
Jan Sneed.
Jazz is here.
And this is Reasonable Dialogue.
What's up, world? It's your girl, Jazz.
It's your girl, DJ Miss Milan.
And it's your girl, Jan Sneed. Thank you guys for tapping into another episode of the Reasonable Dialogue podcast. Thank you guys for tapping in every week and spending time with your favorite girls at the condo. We really, really appreciate the love you guys pour into us. And if you're rocking with the conversation, make sure you follow us on all socials. We are on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Reasonable Dialogue. And be sure to rate, subscribe, comment, like, tell a friend and tell a friend. And be sure to stay reasonable.